So we're going to start with a couple of breathing exercises. So I'm going to have Jazz lie down on the ground here. Both of these are going to be on the ground. First one, you're going to do 2 minutes. Second one, you're going to do 10 breaths. I'm going to go through it first, and then you guys can go ahead and do it. We'll also put text on the screen so that you know what it is that you're doing. So this first one is mechanics practice in hook lying position. So you're going to lie down either with knees bent or straight legs, whatever is most comfortable for you. So from there, you're going to place both hands on your sides, find those lower 2 to 3 ribs, and put some pressure into the ribs there. Okay. When you breathe, you want to try to press into the hands with your breath as best as you can, trying not to breathe into the chest, making sure that the neck and shoulders stay relaxed, and we're breathing only through the nose while we do this. Those breaths should be long, slow, relaxed. Okay, so this is going to be 2 minutes. After the 2 minutes there, what you're going to do is raise the hips up off the ground with the knees bent here. So just thinking about squeezing the butt, still keeping those hands there to give us some sort of tactile cueing. And we're going to breathe exactly the same way, except this time we're only going to take 10 breaths. So 2 minutes with the butt on the ground, and then 10 breaths with the butt off the ground. You can go ahead and pause the video here. Once you're done with those 2 exercises, then you can go ahead and press play. This is part 2 of 4 for today. This next one, we're going to do 3 rounds, 30-second each side sciatic nerve floss, and 8 Romanian deadlifts with a light weight. This first movement, the sciatic nerve floss, one leg is going to be straight, the other one we're going to keep bent, and we're going to grab behind the leg with both hands. You can interlock the fingers to relax the arms a little bit more if you can. So we're going to start with that toe pointed away, or foot down as much as you can, head on the ground. We're going to straighten out that knee as far as we can. Should feel a stretch, no sort of pain, just a stretch in the back of the leg. Once we get to that end point where we can't bring that knee to a straighter position, then we're going to bring the toes down to the head and raise the head up. Then we're going to drop the head, bring the toes back, bend the knee. That's 1 rep there. We're going to do another one, straighten out the knee, toe and head come together, then they come apart, go down. One thing that I want to make sure you guys do here is that it's just a chin tuck and not a crunch. So show me what a crunch would look like. Okay, see that crunch in the body? Don't really want that. I want you more to think tuck the chin as best as you can. Yeah. This you might feel in the calf, back of the knee, hamstring, butt, back. You might even feel it in the neck. Should feel okay, should not be painful. Okay, so 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other side. The other movement is going to be Romanian deadlifts with a light weight. So for this one, you can grab a dumbbell, kettlebell. You can have one in each hand or just one total, up to you. Jazz is going to use 2 dumbbells in this case, but again, this weight should feel light. The weight is going to stay directly in front of the legs the whole time. We don't want a lot of space between the weights and the legs. Okay, feet are going to be directly under the hips and the toes are going to be facing forward, so we don't want them out in anything weird like that. Okay, from here we're going to send the hips back as far as we can while keeping the knees slightly bent, never locking them out, just slightly bent, and we should feel again another stretch in the back of the legs. You're going to go as far down as you can while keeping the back flat. Show me rounding the back. This is not what we want to see. As soon as we feel that, we've gone too far. So keeping this flat, then you can go as far down as you can. When you come up, think about squeezing the butt to come up. Okay, so one more rep. Go as far down as you can, focusing on keeping this flat, and then squeeze the butt to stand. You're going to do 8 reps of those. So 3 rounds, 30 seconds each side of the sciatic nerve floss, and 8 Romanian deadlifts. Once you're done with those 3 rounds, you can press play on the video again. Feel free to pause right now. All right, we are part 3 of 4. We have 3 exercises here. For now, just watch the movements. Make sure you have a clear understanding of what to expect from them, what to feel, and then you can go ahead and do your rounds. So this first movement, we're going to do 20 seconds each side of standing straight leg hold. Very simple. Okay, what you're going to do is balance on one leg. If you do need to hold on to something, that is a-okay. If you want to challenge the balance, then we can do that too. Staying as straight up as possible, not leaning to the side or back, what you're going to do is bring one leg up off the ground and bring it as high as you can. The leg that we're balancing on, keep that knee soft and try to lock this one out. So squeezing this quad, this muscle right here, as hard as you can. And what the main focus is going to be bringing that foot up as high as you can. As soon as you start to get tired, you feel like drop down, bring it back up. So 20 seconds there, and then you're going to do 20 seconds on the other side. Second movement is going to be lemon squeezes. So you're going to lie down on your back. Legs are going to start straight. Arms are going to go overhead or towards the ground. And then from there, you're going to come up, balance on your butt, and hug the knees. Yep. Just like that. You want an extra challenge? Don't let the knees or the feet hit the ground. Pause there. Whenever we get into this position here, something that I really want you to focus on is pressing the lower back into the ground. This is going to make sure that we're using the core here. So you can tell that Jazz's core is working because it's kind of coming up a little bit. Relax the core. Not completely, just relax the core. So bring your feet up off the ground, relax the core. So if there's space between your lower back and the ground, we're not using the core anymore. There should be 0 space between lower back and core. And you'll know when you're doing this wrong because your back will tell you. So press that back into the ground when you get into that position. Come back, come in, hug the knees. If bouncing on the butt is hard, something that you can do is then just stay on the back and just bring the knees as close as you can to the chest, still hug. If this is the hard part, then what I want you to do is just straighten them out as much as you can while keeping it here and then bringing them back in. Okay. But the main thing there is making sure that throughout the entire movement, you're keeping that lower back glued to the ground. Okay. Next one, we're going to stay on the ground. You'll need light weights here. We have 2.5 pounds, 1 pound work. Cans of corn will work too. So for this one, we're going to bring the feet up off the ground. Knees are going to be directly over those hips. And then we're going to raise the head and shoulders off the ground. So again, pressing that lower back into the ground. We just talked about that same thing. You should feel your tummy working. Okay, that's good. From there, the hands are going to be directly over the shoulders and we're going to lock the elbows out. Okay. From there, we're going to slowly drop the hands to the ground. When you get to that end range, get a good stretch. Let gravity stretch you out. Let the weight stretch you out. And then come back up to that same position. Main thing here is as you drop those weights towards the ground, you want to make sure that your tummy still stays working. We don't want to let those ribs flare or, again, have that space between the lower back and ground. So those are the 3 movements, 3 rounds, 20 seconds each side of the standing straight leg hold, 10 lemon squeezers, and then 10 shoulder flexions. Once you're done with those 3 rounds, play this video. All right, last part for today. You're going to feel good when you're done with it. So 2 movements. The first thing that we're going to do is Bulgarian split squat. And this is going to be 15 each side. We're going to add a tempo to it, and that's going to be 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. So for the Bulgarian split squat, you can use a bench, a chair, a couch, a box, a big enough dog, maybe. Just kidding. So when you have the object that you're going to put your foot on, what I want you to do is sit at the edge of it, like where your butt meets your hamstring should be at the edge of the object. And you're going to straighten out one leg. That's going to tell you where to place your foot. Okay, if you can remember where to put it, you need to come up without the foot there, you can. If you can get it from that position, great. Other foot is going to be up on the bench. You can have the top of the foot on the bench, or you can curl the toes under. This does make it a little more difficult, so if you can leave the top of the foot down, that's better there. But I know sometimes your foot cramps. So from here, I want you to think about squeezing that tummy again. Okay, and we're just going to drop straight down, trying to touch that knee to the ground. If we can, amazing. If we can't, amazing still. I just want you to go as slow as you can without there being any sort of pain or discomfort through this movement. Okay, so the tempo is going to go like such. Ready? Down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3. One more. Down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, and rest. Do your best to not go too fast with the counting. Try to keep it to the 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. If you want to put a block or a pillow underneath you too to kind of give you that target each time, feel free to do that. But just pick a range of motion that isn't aggravating anything in the body. And balance too, yes, if you have something to hang on to, that's also an option. If you want to challenge the balance, challenge balance, you can. But yeah, a broom can help a lot with something like this, even if you need to like press down on it as well. Okay. Last movement is going to be couch stretch, essentially the bottom position of this last movement that we just did. So placing that foot up on the bench. You can also use a wall for this, although again that might make the foot cramp up a little bit. So either one is fine. But 2 things that I want you to think about when getting into this position is going to be squeezing the tummy. You're getting those ribs closer to the hips, and then squeezing the butt so that it's pushing it down towards the ground. If you do this correctly in this position that Jazz is in, she's probably feeling the stretch, but she's playing it cool, is you'll feel a stretch either in the hip flexor and or the quad. Make sure you breathe through this. Try not to freak out with this too much. This is good for the body. Okay, so again, this is going to be 3 rounds, 15 seconds each side of the Bulgarian split squats of 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up, 30 seconds each side of couch stretch. Once you're done with 3 rounds of those 2 movements, you are done for the day. Hope this helps. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to comment below, or you can find us on Instagram, True Wild Existence, and ask us any questions there. Cool. See you guys out there.